I'm here to ask that you put some money back into the capital program for the Cross-County Connector, at least enough to begin, again, the study that needs to be done to get the permitting for the Cross-County Connector. Connector is the right road for Charles County. Please put the money. I estimate you need $250,000 to maybe $500,000 in the 2014 budget to begin the study process. I mean, whatever the amount is, it's not going to be a huge amount of money out of a $300 million budget. And I think
as part of our CIP.
The entire amount, or?
Well, that's why I suggested maybe a nominal amount.
Okay.
So, Commissioner, there's kind of two ways you could do this. You could leave some money
as part of our CIP.
The entire amount, or?
Well, that's why I suggested maybe a nominal amount.
Okay.
So, Commissioner, there's kind of two ways you could do this. You could leave some money from this.
Like the commissioners to consider perhaps setting aside $1 million for the FY13 budget allocated, FY14 budget allocated for the Cross-County Connect. Not necessarily a high likelihood, but there's a possibility that there may be some movement with the Cross-County Connector.
Okay. Is there any particular project that you would like to defund from FY13? The $1 million that would come out of that on that list?
Well, I guess
we come back later. Is that what you're proposing?
Yeah. Yes.
Would suffer. Where would we take the money from if we put $1 million back?
If you put $1 million back, you have two options. You could take from the projects that are on this list, which we would suggest that you do because we want to limit our debt service, or you could add to your debt capacity this year and put $1 million in your CIP for the Cross-County Connector.
And
we take $1 million from one of these projects that maybe were inactive and appropriate that to the Cross-County Connector to keep the project open. Now, I'm not sure if there's consensus to do that, but we were providing additional information so that the commissioners...
If the board decides that we want to move $1 million to the Cross-County Connector project, then you guys can just sit down and decide how you want to do it. I mean, is that agreeable? I mean, because it seems like we're just... You would know what state's doing.
And we were well aware that we didn't have all of that information, so one of the options was to actually consider reapplying, after we let the dust settle to some degree. I mean, I guess what I'm suggesting, and I wanted to make the point that I was referring to the $1 million in FY14, and part of my thinking is, I mean, again, that was my request for 2014, $1 million, consistent with projects that are associated with Billingsley Road improvements and the Mill Hill Road upgrade, and to allocate $1 million to go towards the Cross-County Connector.
So do you want to make a motion?
And I put that in the form of a motion.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Rucci. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Aye. Opposed. Okay, thank you. And do you need